So good evening. On behalf of MNLU and NISM, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all who are attending this LLM inaugural program for the batch of 2021-22. I sincerely hope and pray that you all are safe and healthy. To grace the occasion, we have with us Honorable the Chief Justice Dipankar Datta, the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Shri Ajay Tyagi, the Chairman SEBI. We also have Shri S.K. Mohanty, who is the Director NISM and WTM SEBI. And we also have Professor Dilip Uke, Vice Chancellor MNLU Mumbai, and our Registrar, Mr. Sunil Kadam. We also have the Registrar of MNLU, Professor Anil Bariya, the Dean of both the institutes, the faculty members, and the students of 2021-22 batch. On behalf of both the institutes, myself, Dr. Ajay Kumar, I offer a warm welcome to all of you. Before I invite our director to give his welcome address, I would like to give brief details about the program. This LLM program was conceptualized by our director Mohanty sir and Vice Chancellor Professor Dilip Uke sir, who thought of introducing a new LLM program by mixing the core competencies of both the institutes, MNLU as well as the NISM. Subsequently, under the guidance of senior academicians, and financial market experts, legal experts, the LLM course content was developed and the program was jointly launched last year. The first batch of students are about to complete their program. Now, the confluence of the ideas of both the institute and synergy between the institutes under the guidance of Shri Mohanty sir and Vice Chancellor MNLU had worked well, and this program has emerged as one of the leading programs in our country. So firstly, I congratulate all the 50 students who have qualified the entrance examination of MNLU. To give a brief description about the students, we have selected 50 students. The 44% are experienced and 56% are the freshers. Among those who are experienced, we have those who are having more than 2 years of experience, that is the 10%. Those who are having 1 year to 2 years, that is the 16%, and rest is the 10%. So if we look at the number of the students statewide, we have the students from across the country. Most of the students are from NLU and the reputed universities across the country. So with this, without much ado, I would like to invite our director, Shri S.K. Mohanty sir, to give welcome address. Just to introduce Mohanty sir is the director of NISM. He is an IRS officer of 1991 batch and is presently posted as a WTM with the SEBI. He looks after various departments in SEBI. Prior to taking charge of the WTM SEBI, Mohanty sir was holding the position of executive director at SEBI. While as a qualification, he holds MA in International Studies from JNU Delhi, and he also holds LLB and PG Diploma in Securities Law from Mumbai University. So I welcome you, sir, to give your welcome address.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Justice of the High Court, Dipankar Datta sir, respected Chairman SEBI, Shri Ajay Tyagi sir, Vice Chancellor MNLU, Professor Dilip Uke, the registrars, deans, and senior faculty members of MNLU and NISM, and students of LLM 21-22 batch and their parents. Good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you. At the outset, I express my hearty congratulations to the students on their selection and decision to join this prestigious course. Today, we are indeed extremely privileged and highly honored to have Honorable Chief Justice and the Chairman of SEBI amongst us to bless the students of the second batch of one-year LLM program in investment and securities law to be conducted by NISM jointly with MNLU. NISM is an educational initiative of SEBI and has been catering to the needs of providing high-quality professional expertise to securities market over the last 14 years. Apart from running a mainstream program on MBA course in securities markets, NISM also offers courses on data science, wealth management, and conducts a host of certification exams and capacity building programs for professionals from all walks of life. So last year we are privileged to have Justice Jamadar and Justice Bharti Dangre ma'am to inaugurate the first batch of LLM program. Despite the serious impact of COVID epidemic that we have seen over the last year, NISM and MNLU have successfully conducted the program without any compromise whatsoever with the curriculum, guest lectures, internships, case studies, project assignments, or exams. And the first batch is now on the verge of passing out, and the students are now looking forward to their journey in the securities law profession. So, securities market is very often loosely called a stock market, but this market is just not about stock markets. The scope and expanse of securities markets are far wider than a common man's comprehension about this market. Starting from the primary market, through which the issuing companies raise their capital from through the medium of debt instruments or equity, to the secondary market where the securities are traded, and the regulation of host of market intermediaries and also other agencies like credit rating agencies, collective investment vehicles like mutual funds, alternative investment funds, portfolio managements, and so many issues pertaining to the listing companies, their IPOs, and also continuous compliance requirement in terms of LODR regulations, and also a host of corporate structuring and restructuring issues that is confronted by this market in the form of takeover, delisting, acquisitions, mergers, etc. This securities market almost touches upon, reaches out to every aspect of financial market. So therefore, the market, no wonder we have, apart from the securities law in the form of SEBI Act or SCRA or Depositories Act, we have not less than 40 regulations, sir, and also so many intermediaries we want to regulate, we are regulating, and so many issues that we are confronting every day that each student of law must know before he or she embarks upon the journey of having a career in professional securities law. So therefore, it's last, as soon as our chairman, Mr. Tyagi, took over, we have been conducting so many courses for the securities market. He evinced interest that we must have a course on securities law. So at the time when we are pursuing our negotiations and discussions with various national law universities, a chance meeting with Professor Uke really gave birth to the idea of having this course. And as you know, sir, the investment and investor, protection of investors' interest, they are the core factors, the core issues in the securities market. So therefore, we thought of weaving a course curriculum around investment, investors, protection of investors' interest, and securities law, apart from the general law provisions that the MNLU is providing as a law partner, knowledge partner. So this course provides a platform where both NISM and MNLU, they have brought the best of their domain expertise, and this is a unique course that we have started from last year. And I hope in coming years, both the institutes will be capable of producing many more securities law professionals who, apart from knowing the nuances of the securities law, they will also be expert in the domain knowledge about the securities market, the kind of dynamics, the challenges are confronted by us, and also the offenses that are being committed by the offenders in this market. As a result of which, these law professionals will definitely achieve much more success than any other law professional, because they would have undergone through the course, substantive course of security market as well as the course of security law by the time they reach this market or this ecosystem as a security law professional. So on behalf of NISM and MNLU, I once again thank you for accepting our request to grace this occasion. And this is a very beautiful campus that we have near Panvel and near Lonavala and Khandala also. It's a very beautiful, picturesque campus, sir. So we'll be definitely looking forward to an occasion whereby we'll definitely, I'm sure you are going to accept our invitation to come one day there and address our students. With this, sir, thank you again, sir.
So thank you, Director Sir, for giving such an insightful and enlightening address. Thank you, sir, for highlighting the importance of the securities law and the role of SEBI in regulating the intermediaries, the market infrastructure institution. So thank you, sir. Now we also have with us Professor Dilip Uke, the Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University. Sir has a teaching experience of more than 27 years. He has started his teaching career from Nagpur University as a lecturer. Then he moved to Pune University and worked as a reader and professor. He had various published work and guided many students at research level. So I welcome Dilip Uke sir to give his welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh. Honorable Shri Dipankar ji Datta, Chief Justice of Bombay High Court and Pro-Chancellor, Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, Shri Ajay ji Tyagi, Director SEBI, Shri Mohanty, the full-time member of SEBI and the Director of NISM, Registrar of NISM as well as Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, the faculty colleagues from both the institutions, the students of 21-22 batch and their parents and their friends. Very good evening to all of you. It gives me really an immense pleasure to welcome all of you, particularly our Pro-Chancellor Sir and Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, Honorable Shri Dipankar ji Datta, on the occasion of launch of the second batch of Investment and Security Laws LLM. As Mr. Mohanty has pointed out that visit to SEBI when Maharashtra National Law University was established in 2014, this is 7th year now, and thereafter we started conducting courses, offering courses in law, graduate as well as postgraduate and doctorate level. But what we thought that when we are sitting located in the financial capital of the country, merely just offering regular courses of law which are being offered by all other universities, all other higher educational institutions, what is our contribution into the social development, nation building as such? And that's why the thought came that why not to make some efforts and attempt to give something to the society, offering some unique different courses. And that's why we paid a visit to SEBI first and interacted with Shri Mohanty sir, and that interaction resulted in the LLM Investment and Security Law course, and thereafter the visit to NISM, the institute at Panvel, as Mr. Mohanty has pointed out, really materialized that and became a reality. Sir, last year when this course was floated, LLM Investment and Security Laws, we have received nearly 600 applications for admission of 50 seats. And moreover, after the entrance examination, the interviews were also conducted, I think, by 4 panels parallel for 4 to 5 days. That speaks volume about the need as well as popularity of this particular course. Since this course is being conducted by the NISM as well as Maharashtra National University, what we thought that our theoretical knowledge and the professional experience of NISM, SEBI's NISM, if join hands together, can produce a good professionals, and not only professionals, they will be the ambassadors of SEBI's NISM as well as Maharashtra National University, Mumbai also. And that's the reason why we launched this course. We started offering this course from last year onward. I am not only hopeful, I am really confident that whatever the knowledge, the experience which have been gained by these students of this course, they will not only utilize for their own personal benefit or advantage or making their career, but they will utilize this even for certain social service. At this juncture, I would like to share with all, and particularly our Pro-Chancellor Sir, Chief Justice Sir, that last year, not only LLM Investment and Security in association with NISM, we launched. Last year, rather, there were 3 courses which were launched together. The unique course of MA Executive in Mediation and Conflict Resolution, which was launched last year. I'm really happy to share with you all and mention that Maharashtra National University, Mumbai is not only the university in the country, it is the only university in the whole South Asia which is offering master's course in mediation and conflict resolution as such. Therein also we had received very tremendous response, and even the faculty are from other countries, since it is going on online because of pandemic, and even retired Supreme Court judges, they are also the faculty of this particular course. So MA Executive in Mediation and Conflict Resolution, second one was Investment and Security Laws, LLM, and third one was the LLM Professional. For those LLM law graduates, advocates, judges, or bank officials or police officials or anybody who have done their law graduation but could not pursue their post-graduation in law, for such people we have offered LLM professional course, which also includes 8 to 9 judges. So I'm really happy that the first batch of LLM investment and security laws will be passed out now. Similarly, even the first batch of LLM professional course will be passed out now this year. Otherwise, our two batches, last year the first batch of LLB, BLLB honors course is passed out, and second batch will be passed out in this year, in this academic year. A result will be declared within few days as such. What matters more is not only being the National Law University that to offer mere regular courses, but to come out with certain unique, novel courses or programs, so that as an institution of higher learning, and with the new education policy at its place now, we can contribute into the social development which has been mandated by even the Maharashtra National Law Universities Act 2014. With this view, with this aim and goal, I really thank the Director of NISM, Mr. Mohanty, his team, whole team, as well as Director SEBI for lending not only the helping hand, the contributing into creation of this domain knowledge, which will be really useful for all the candidates who will take and pass out from this joint venture. As the new batch has been admitted now, they will undertake their course, their education in few days. The appeal to all of you, as I did say even the last year, that don't look at the course and undertake this course just for the sake of your knowledge. As I said, I appeal to all of you, urge all of you that along with the knowledge, what is important is that values-based knowledge. Certain basic human values, because the investment and security is such a critical area, is such a sensitive area. Certain ethical moral values are also needed, are also required. How to do that, how to adhere that, it is for you to decide and do it. I'm hopeful that the message which we wish to give you will be well taken, and accordingly you look at this course and undergo this course, so that you will be not only the masters in investment and security laws, but you will be masters of those basic human values which you can utilize for your own advantage and benefit, as well as for the social service as such. For that, I wish you really a best luck. I once again thank Honorable Chief Justice Sir, Pro Chancellor Sir, Director of SEBI and Director of NISM for joining together on this occasion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving such an insightful and enlightening address. And also thank you, sir, for guiding us, mentoring us, helping us in making this course more pertinent, more useful, and successful. So now it's really my honor to have the chairman SEBI, Shri Ajay Tyagi. Shri Ajay Tyagi took charge as a chairman of SEBI on 1st March 2017. Prior to this, Shri Tyagi was Additional Secretary, Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, handling his portfolios of Capital Market Division, Investment Division, Infrastructure Division, and Currency and Finance Division. Earlier, he served as a Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Petroleum, and Natural Gas. He also worked as Chairman of Central Pollution Control Board and Secretary of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. In the government of Himachal Pradesh, he served as Additional Chief Secretary and Principal Secretary. In the Department of Finance, Planning, Industries and Information Technology, Mr. Tyagi did his graduation in Electrical Engineering from the Delhi College of Engineering and post-graduation in Computer Science from IIT Kanpur. He has also done his MBA from Harvard University. With this, I welcome you, sir, to give your address.
Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, Shri Dipankar, Datta, Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University, Professor Dilip Bouquet, my colleague in SEBI, Shri Mahanti, faculty members, registrars, officers of MNLU and NISM. It gives me immense pleasure to be here today to address you all on this inaugural function. NISM jointly with MNLU introduced LLM in investment securities law last year, and the first batch of students is about to complete the program. This course is an ideal blend of academic studies and practical aspects, with MNLU providing the strong conceptual and academic inputs and NISM contributing the practical and professional dimension. You are the second batch of this program, and I wish you the very best of pursuing this extremely relevant and important course in today's times. Finance is a dynamic field. Securities market within finance is equally and sometimes even more dynamic. What existed in securities market a decade or two back is vastly different from securities market that exists today. Electronic trading replaced physical trading, new products and services emerged, strategies using artificial intelligence and machine learning came into play, the type of companies coming to the public markets kept varying, and so on and so forth. We are witnessing an influx of retail investors into the market. Mobile and electronic trading has ramped up, and interactions have gone practically virtual almost everywhere. Securities market has not only transformed over time, but has also expanded and branched into different areas. You would be learning about alternate investment funds, REITs, InvITs, concept of accredited investors, etc., laws on which did not exist a decade ago in India. Where bank finance used to be predominant over time, companies are now relying more and more on securities market to fund their corporate needs. Learning security market laws has never therefore been more relevant as it is today. Let me make use of this opportunity to share some of my thoughts on various aspects of securities laws. First is the diversity. Security laws as branch of larger financial sector laws is a vast subject covering a variety of interesting areas. In the course of understanding this subject, you will learn laws relating to fundraising, securities market trading and settlement, various intermediaries associated with the securities market such as brokers, merchant bankers, etc., enforcement laws to address issues such as insider trading and many more. You will also learn about laws and legal prescriptions at different levels, acts of parliament such as SEBI Act, Companies Act, etc., regulations framed by SEBI covering different areas, and circulars issued by SEBI covering the detailed and procedural aspects. Each act, regulation, circular has its own nuances. The sheer variety will make you learn something new every time. Second aspect I want to cover is dynamism. As I said earlier, security market is very dynamic, and naturally the laws covering the securities market also follow the same pattern. In this domain, you have to be on your toes all the time, since the market not just evolves over time, but it evolves at a rapid pace. Even during the course of your study, the law is likely to undergo changes. For instance, the government has recently proposed a major revamp of securities market laws, with 4 different acts proposed to be consolidated into a unified securities market code. Therefore, as students, while you should definitely be well versed with the laws mentioned in your syllabus, I would advise you to keep yourselves updated on the latest developments through news, case laws, regulator website, etc. With all this dynamism, you will find the course interesting and exciting. Third aspect which I want to cover is the consultative process. Often when one tries to read and understand a particular law, a background into why the law was introduced is very useful. SEBI uses a consultation process in its policy and regulation making process. You will find on SEBI's website many detailed consultation papers issued by SEBI, which will give you a fair idea of why a particular regulation or circular was issued and its technical aspects. I would therefore strongly advise that you as students, whenever you read a particular regulation on a subject, read various consultation papers that have been issued by SEBI on that topic so that you get a better grasp on the subject. You will also find on SEBI website detailed board agenda and minutes, which will give you details on the approval process with the rationale for a particular regulation. This would help you in understanding various nuances and better appreciate often held discussions on topics like principle-based versus rule-based regulations, compliance in letter versus spirit, etc. The fourth aspect which I want to bring home is the demand for ever-growing demand for security law professionals. As the security markets expand, the demands for lawyers well versed with this field is also naturally expanding. Lawyers specialized in securities market laws are sought after in different fields, including enforcement matters in tribunals and courts, as consultants on various securities market transactions, advising on mergers, acquisitions, takeovers, etc. We also have lawyers and law firms on various SEBI committees which advise us in policy making process in different areas. Therefore, the gamut of opportunities that await when you complete your course is definitely vast. My next aspect is research. The securities market is one area where there is no shortage of topics for doing research. In fact, we in India are currently lacking when it comes to good quality research on securities market, even more so on the legal aspects. I would strongly urge every student to take up at least one topic on any of the subjects in securities market law which interests you for research. I'm sure both MNLU and NISM have strong faculty to support the students on such research. I hope to see a couple of good research papers on securities market laws in the next few years. Let me take this opportunity to mention that apart from this course, NISM conducts 2 postgraduate programs in management, one on securities markets and the other one on data science in financial markets, both of which are approved by AICTE. NISM also provides a postgraduate certificate in securities market designed for corporates and another postgraduate program on portfolio management, investment advisor, research analysts. In addition, the institute conducts certification programs in specific areas as well as capacity building and advanced training for professionals from various backgrounds. These allow professionals to stay abreast of the latest securities market legal framework, products, processes, and technologies. I once again congratulate MNLU and SIM for successful launch of another year of this exciting course. My best wishes to them for future success of this course and to the students for a bright career ahead of them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for insightful address. And thank you, sir, for also highlighting the different area of the securities market research, the different type of the SEBI laws, SEBI regulations, and the different aspect of this regulation making process. So thank you, sir, for providing extremely informative and motivating address. Now with this, we also, as a chief guest, it's really an honor and pleasure to have to welcome our chief guest this evening. He is the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court. Honorable sir was elevated to the bench of the High Court of Calcutta as a permanent judge in the June 2006, 22nd June 2006. He was elevated as the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court on April 28, 2020. Sir was awarded LLB degree by the University of Calcutta. He was enrolled as an advocate on November 16, 1989. Practiced mainly in the High Court of Calcutta as well as in the Supreme Court of India and other high courts in constitutional and civil matters. He was the junior standing counsel for the state of West Bengal from May 16, 2002 to January 16, 2004. He was the counsel of Union of India since 1998. He was appeared in the various matters related to educational authorities, institutions, including the University of Calcutta, West Bengal School Service Commission, and West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. Sir was also guest lecturer on Constitutional Law of India in the University College of Law, University of Kolkata, from 96-97 to 1999-2000. Sir is also known for his writing various good judgments, and recently, like we have observed, Sir's judgment related to the granting permission to the common people in the Mumbai local train. So with this, I welcome you, sir, to give the inaugural address.
Mr. Ajay Tyagi, Chairman, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Mr. Santosh Kumar Mohanty, Director, National Institute of Securities Market, WTM and SEBI. Professor Dr. Dilip Uke, Vice Chancellor, Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai. Mr. Sunil Kadam, Registrar, NISM. Professor Dr. Anil Variath, Registrar, MNLU, Mumbai. Heads of departments, faculty members, staff members of the institute as well as the university. Dear students, I am indeed grateful to the organizers for having invited me to deliver this address. It is also heartening to note that the LLM program, which has been conceived and designed by the institute in collaboration with the university, has really taken off well, and that hundreds of students are expressing interest to join the program. Dear students, you have the golden opportunity to be part of this LLM program, which is offered jointly by the university and the institute, with specific focus on investments and securities laws. First, let me heartily congratulate you for your success, for making it to the course, which is one of its kind in the country. I'm given to understand that there were more than 300 applicants who wish to join this course, but it is you who have been selected and are attending this inaugural program. You are moving in the right direction, and you should make the most of the chance that has been made available to you. I am also told that the student mix is from across the country, and it is indeed a rare opportunity for all of you not only to study the curriculum, but also to understand the diversity in culture and traits. As you are aware, NISM is the educational initiative of the SEBI. SEBI is one among the young regulators of our nation, but has already left its imprint in terms of sound legislation and investor-friendly initiatives. On the other hand, the course is also affiliated to the Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, which is another young university. So, two young institutions have come forward and designed the curriculum for legal professionals specializing in investments and securities markets. I'm sure the course is tailor-made to suit your interests. The importance of experts in securities law in the burgeoning economy and booming securities market cannot be understated. We all know how the Indian stock markets have grown massively and how Sensex has traversed from 1,000 points to 50,000 points today. Through pink papers, we read how the market fares and how the investors have gained wealth or lost it. The securities market has become an integral source of investment for certain strata of the Indian population. Though it may not be as old as the law of torts or the civil laws, it is equally critical and relevant, rather economically more relevant in the present generation. In this context, it would be pertinent to understand the genesis of the Securities Appellate Tribunal. It is a statutory body established under the provisions of the SEBI Act, Section 15K, to hear and dispose of appeals against orders passed by the SEBI or by an adjudicating officer under the Act, and to exercise jurisdiction, powers, and authority conferred under the Act or any other law. The role of the tribunal is multifaceted, as it encompasses a legislative aspect in making regulations, an executive role in oversight or inspection, as well as a judicial facet involving adjudication. The codified securities law in the form of Depositories Act 1996, Securities Contract Regulations 1996, and the SEBI Act 1992, though well established, has been amended by the regulators from time to time to meet the dynamic requirements. However, the bulls and bears of the market are always on the lookout to further their own interests. It is in this context that the legal knowledge and expertise of professionals will come to the fore. It's knowledge of the aforementioned laws, along with the policies by the Reserve Bank of India under the RBI Act, would be necessary. Similarly, knowing the regulation of foreign exchange markets through the FEMA Act 1999 would seem to be very imperative. The uniquely developed program aims at sharpening the legal brains with emphasis on financial markets. As professionals, there are a lot of expectations from you. The opportunities, needless to mention, are also abundant. From a judicial perspective, the role of a legal expert encompasses the following paradigm. Trusted legal advisor. As a legal advisor, you are expected to provide the most effective solution to the client without cutting corners of legality. Your clients could be investors, issuers, intermediaries, or even the regulators. It would be your duty to uphold the interest of the client, but without losing sight of market integrity and investor confidence. All of you must be well aware that the volatility of the market is a fear psychosis in the minds of investors. With the availability of expert legal opinion for the investors and the institutions, the former ought to be made to look to the market as the investor's paradise. Support to economic development. Market development is synonymous with economic development. The process of economic development is facilitated by the existence of well-functioning capital market. Just a few years back, the terms like BSE, NSE, IPO, stock market indices were all foreign to the common man. The economic liberalization and opening up of the economy in India was initiated by referring to Victor Hugo, who said, I quote, "No power on earth can stop an idea whose time has come," unquote. It has proved correct, as it is not just the giant foreign institutional investors, but also an ordinary citizen who has started investing in blue chip scripts and could be gaining thereby. Legal profession is the first port of call, whether it is for a foreign institutional investor or for a foreign enterprise considering investing in our economy markets, or for a startup or for an existing enterprise desiring to go public. They need legal inputs in terms of feasibility, procedural requirements, etc. While rendering the required support, a legal professional is expected to offer advice not only based on the existing laws, but also based on the understanding of emerging jurisprudence related to the subject. Advice based on such an understanding will do good to the country, markets, and even for the profession itself. The investment and securities markets are undoubtedly the heartbeats and vibrations of economy, and strong and structured regulations must be in place for a sustainable market. There comes the role of professionals like you. The opportunities are not only knocking the doors in litigation and corporates, but in other cardinal areas like judiciary, civil services, etc. I am sure that all of you will take maximum opportunity to excel in this course and will be a useful contributor to the capital markets as well as the society. Contribution to lawmaking. SEBI and progressively most of the regulators in our country are very democratic in making or amending laws. They issue consultation papers before any new regulation is introduced, as Mr. Tyagi just now said. Any new regulation, before it is introduced or if an existing law is amended, we need to consider what is the evil that is sought to be remedied. That is the purpose of a valid legislation. It is the duty of all stakeholders, including legal professionals, to seriously examine the consultative papers and offer professional suggestions to make the law robust. While other players may contribute from the operational or functional perspectives, legal professionals should bring in their legal prowess, learnings from jurisprudence and experiences, and contribute to this law-making process. Protection of market integrity is the next point, which is most important. Professional compulsions obviously would require you to hold the brief of either the plaintiff or the defendant. The judicial system will focus on legality, technicality, evidence before pronouncing judgment, and each judgment will contribute to evolving jurisprudence. As legal professional, it is your duty to understand the perspective of judiciary while rendering advice to your clients and help avoiding situations of litigation. If every legal advisor is able to achieve this, there is no doubt that market integrity will be well protected, since market players will avoid situation of conflicts. Market without conflicts will be a paradise for all stakeholders. Finally, the expectation from you is very high, and we are sure you are all ready to shoulder the responsibilities. On a parting note, as the famous quote goes, quote, "Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high." Once again, I wish you students resounding success in life. Also, I wish all the members who have joined virtually, as well as the faculties associated with the institute as well as the university, all the very best. Take care and stay safe. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Lordship, for giving such a deep insights of the securities laws. And thank you, sir, for also appreciating the course content and the course module developed by jointly NISM and MNLU. And also thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time out of your busy schedule for NISM and MNLU. So with this, we have come to an end of the program. So I would like to invite our registrar, Shri Sunil Kadam sir, to deliver his vote of thanks. Sir Sunil Kadam sir is the registrar of NISM. Prior to joining, taking charge of the registrar, he was the regional director of Northern Regional Office of SEBI. He has experience of more than 25 years in the field of the securities market. He is also the member of the various committees on behalf of the SEBI. He holds a MBA course. He holds an MBA degree from the University of Pune. So I welcome you, sir, to deliver your vote of thanks.
On behalf of NISM and MNLU, respected Honorable Chief Justice, sir, thank you for accepting our invitation and addressing the students. Sir, your kind words have motivated us, and on behalf of faculty of MNLU and NISM, I assure you that we will give best of the education to the students, and I'm sure that students also will work hard and take the various opportunities made available to them. Thank you very much. And I also thank you, Chairman sir, for his kind word. He has been always been guiding force for all of us and giving the directions on the areas which we need to cover and educate the students. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I also thank you to Director Sir of NISM, Vice Chancellor Sir, MNLU, for continuously guiding, including from designing the course to enhancing the quality of education. Thank you very much for all your guidance and support, sir. Thank you very much. I thank you, Professor Anil Varia, for a link between the NISM and MNLU, and working very closely with our faculty and teachers and guiding them regularly. Thank you, Dr. Rajesh, for working behind all the screen and making this event successful. I thank you, all the faculty members and staff of NISM and MNLU to participate in this event and making this event successful. And finally, thank you all the students, their parents, to participate in this event and making this event successful. Finally, I once again thank Chief Justice sir, and as our Director sir suggested, invited, so you are please requested and our students and faculty, and when the situation is normalized. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil Kadam, sir. That brings us to close of our inaugural program. With that, we conclude this program. Thank you all, and wish that you all keep safe and healthy. I express my appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to you all for attending this program. Now, I request students, senior officers of MNLU and NISM to join introduction program on Vivek's link. So thanks once again. Thank you all.